Hello, welcome back to Bedtime with Bruce. I am Bruce. This is Albie.
How you doing?
We were off last week. I had to go out of town, and I'm back now, so I hope you have all stuck with us. And for those of you that are just joining us for the first time, welcome. For those of you that have been here before, welcome back. And for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, you can see us on www.bedtimewithbruce.com. That's our home site. Tonight, let's see, what are we going to talk about? We like to start out with emails, and we did get an email from our number one fan, Mike.
Mike, I remember Mike.
Mike was a guest, our last guest, and he sent us some haikus. So I'm going to read his haikus now. The first one, it just says, "Here's your damn haiku." Okay. "Here's your damn haiku. Please no fat chicks with small boobs. Bruce hates all of you."
This is true.
I don't hate all of you. One of my pet peeves is fat chicks with small boobs. And if you're watching me, fat chicks with small boobs, thank you for watching. I don't actually hate you, but I do hate you. One more for the trek. One more for the trek. Look at this fucking train wreck. Pet peeves before bed. Yeah, I don't get haikus. The last one.
Are you reading ahead?
Yeah. John Travolta sued. "Beloved Bedtime with Bruce. We need lawyers now."
Do we have a legal team?
We don't. But thank you very much, Mike. Thank you for that.
That was good. That was good.
If anybody wants, is that it for mail?
I think so.
If anybody wants to send us any poems or fan mail or hate mail or comments or questions or pictures, if you're not sure if you're a fat chick with small boobs, send us a picture. We'll let you know. But you can reach us at bedtimewithbruce@gmail.com. So please contact us. I guess we should bring out our guest now. Get the show started.
I'm excited.
Tonight our guest is a friend of mine. His name is Chris. His last name, I'm not going to say his last name, but we call him Dirty. That's his nickname. So we'll probably refer to him as Chris or Dirty. We'll ask him what he wants to be called, and then we'll call him the opposite of that tonight. So Chris, why don't you come on up? Hey, thanks a lot for coming.
Nice to see you, Chris.
What do you want us to call you, Chris or Dirty?
Either one's fine. Just whatever your whimsy takes you. I'm not gonna try to.
Which one do you prefer?
Chris. Chris is fine.
Dirty it is.
All right.
Dirty it is. Let's keep our guests, unbalanced.
Where did Dirty come from?
Well, my last name is Beudert. It's Beudert, and my manager I still live with now.
Beudert for the millions of people out there that would like to start
exactly.
stalking.
Yeah, would like to find me on Facebook or something like that.
Christopher Beudert.
So
Dirty.
So there's a lot of Chris's where I worked at. Well, at the time there was a lot of them. So they gave me the name Dirty. So they took take the last part of my name, put a Y in it, and then it stuck. It's very hard for many years.
It's not a cleanliness issue.
Oh no, not at all.
He is very clean. I feel comfortable. I could lick this man right now and feel okay about it. And I may.
Yeah. You could.
I may lick him. I will. I will eat off this man.
You put it out there that now people are waiting for it.
I know. I will give you what you want and give him what he does not want.
That's the relationship of our, how things go.
Because we now have guests coming for every show, we let our guests pick the beverage, and Chris has picked Arnold Palmer, and Albie and I are drinking the lower calorie version because, if you're paying attention, we are diabetic. So tonight's show is sponsored by Arizona Tea's Arnold Palmer's, and you can order them.
I saw this a lot last episode. I figured I'd just start.
Click on it down below if you want to buy a case of Arizona tea from Amazon, I guess.
5% juice.
How much sugar is in these? I didn't even check.
Well, it says 0,
Well,
so
there's 13 in mine.
It says 0 calories.
1 carb, 1 gram of carbs.
Oh, this actually is 1 gram of sugar. That's not bad.
Less than 1 gram.
Well, I mean,
That's
this
not
stuff's
bad.
light as it is. Like, even mine is 1/3
Right.
than
They didn't have any fattening stuff. I looked.
Oh, no, this
Everything
is
was
what
light.
it is how it goes.
All right, Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer and dirty.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Smooth.
Okay, so we have decided that as we bring our guest out, one of the things that we're going to consistently do is pet peeves. So we're going to start with your pet peeves.
All right. Well, I have one big one, and it has to do with, since I work in the service industry, it's when I'm handing someone, like, they want to pay, so I'm like, all right, $17.85, and they hand me the 20, and I try to hand them back. Like, I try to hand them the money, and they don't understand how I'm handing it to them. They just, like, want me to, they're not even looking at me. I just think it's paying attention to what I'm doing. Or in the opposite way, when I'm, like, telling them, oh, yeah, total's this, and they have, like, 17 and 65, and I'm like this, like, you know, vulnerable, begging for them to do it. They just put it right down on the counter, and I have to, like, act like I'm, like, you know, an Oliver Twist, just picking up spare change, being like, okay. And I can't say anything to them because, you know, they get a little angry when you kind of, like, you know, say something wrong about what they're doing or how they're doing something.
That's your pet peeve?
I really don't have that many pet peeves. There's not much. It's more just common courtesy, I guess. That's my pet peeve.
I hate fat chicks with small boobs.
I know. You're very extreme. I really don't have that many. I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me for most things. I mean, it's just life, I guess.
So what you're saying is you do like fat chicks with small boobs?
No. I like boobs. I'm all about that. I mean, I wouldn't say I go like I'm not making like, you know, a stance on it, you know, but hey.
I don't know if we can actually attach porn to our.
I don't think so.
Maybe click down there. Maybe there's Jugs. A subscription to Jugs magazine. Big
striptease, Blu-ray.
Biggins.
Anything in Jugs. Just, you know,
Biggins.
if you can buy something in Jugs, do that as well. I mean,
Okay. So that's your pet peeve.
I really don't have.
That's all you got for me.
My other pet peeve is people getting down on my pet peeves.
Everyone says that. Mike said that last week. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Albie, anything new with you on the pet peeve front?
No.
No.
I couldn't think of another one.
So far, Mike Marino. I don't know if we're supposed to use real names. Mike had the best, probably the best pet peeve after fat chicks with small boobs, and it was people in cars that are too polite and doing things that are trying to be really, really nice to someone else, but it's screwing up the entire flow of traffic.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm going to stop and let this guy come out of the gas station, and meanwhile the 6 people that have been in line we're stuck because that asshole has to go.
Oh, I understand. I do not like that as well, but I did hear that, so my idea wasn't to like say that. As
No! I wasn't looking for you to say that. Like,
I hate drivers.
Mike got the answer right, and you didn't. So.
Well, I mean, most of my pet peeves are more of on the nerdy side. I mean, it's something that like normal people would be like, "That's the dumb thing. Why would you even say it?" Like when people talk about something like comic books and just completely miss the point. Like, "Oh, I like Batman," and I like when he fights Lex Luthor. I'm like, he doesn't like. When is he doing this? Like, those are my pet peeves. They're so nerdy that on a level of a normal person, they're going, those people don't exist. Why are you so mad about those?
Okay,
people?
I don't read comic books, and I know that Batman doesn't fight Lex Luthor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They are in the same world.
Yes, like Batman's in Gotham, and Lex Luthor's in Metropolis. He's he stopped the Superman. Superman's villain.
Right, but Superman is part of that DC comic family.
And it even gets worse. Like that's like a minor one, but it gets worse when you go across that like world. Oh, ever seen the one where Wolverine fought like
Wonder Woman,
and you're like, maybe, and like they don't understand.
Maybe in Bizarro World.
Yeah, see, that's what it is. You get like that, and you get really mad, and no one understands why.
Okay, well that is pretty nerdy.
Exactly, that's where it comes from.
But that's a great segue because that's something that you're into. You're a comic book guy.
Yes, very much so.
Chris is a big comic book guy. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. The term is fanboy. Is that a real?
I wouldn't call myself that. I'm teetering on it nowadays. Like
what is fan? Is fanboy a derogatory term? Like if I called you a fanboy, is that
can call if I said, "Oh, we're fanboys," it's like that. It's like that kind of thing. It's exactly
that's our word. You can't use it. We can call each other that, but you can't. Okay.
It's like when someone came up to like a bunch of skinny guy came and called us fat tits. No, you can't call us fat tits. That's our word. We can do that to each other.
I'm a fanboy.
Yeah. I don't do like the dress ups. I don't get a chance to go out for the most part. That's what kind of teeters me from it.
Mm-hmm.
I do collect a lot of things. I do wear T-shirts that do represent what I do like, and I do.
Oh, stand up for a second. Show us your pajamas.
Here's
We've
my
got to
pajamas.
do that. You got a
Here's my-
Superman.
Yeah, well, it's
DC
more of a
Comics.
Justice League kind of thing. Got my Batman,
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
I see
Green
the
Lantern.
Flash.
The Flash, yes.
Which Green Lantern is that?
That's
The gay
Hal
one?
Jordan. It's not the new gay one.
That's
Alan
okay.
Scott.
Alan Scott. That's the
Yes.
first Green Lantern, right?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
He just came out. DC had this whole thing they've been doing a lot where they go from different ages.
I'm in over my head on this one. I just and the bromance began.
Well, I'm liking this kid. Chris.
Yes.
30.
Either one. Yeah.
He's one of these people like in your lives that like are background actors. You know, that might be with a television series for 7 years, but you never actually talk to them. Because I've seen this kid everywhere, but I've never actually hung out with him.
Okay, I'm glad that
Like everywhere I go, he's there.
I'm glad that my gravitational pull was able to.
It makes me wonder how many friends we have in common that we have no idea.
Yeah. Or for Eskimo brothers. That's if we've banged the same chick.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't believe we are. Eskimo
no, because
brothers.
we're both married and stuff.
Yeah.
And boring.
Okay, so back to this comic book fanboy.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
So the whole Green Lantern thing.
What's the correct term? Is it fanboy American or?
Dirty American will do.
Fanboy.
Yeah. It's like getting away with the old timey thing. You fanboy, like
Fanboy.
no one's really offended. You're not stopping a room, but then people look confused why you're still using it. I mean, for me, it was like the whole Green Lantern thing is there's a golden age, a silver age, and a modern age, and they kept on switching up what these characters were like for the times. Like you have Alan Scott, who's the original Green Lantern from the 50s, 60s. Same thing with the Flash. They both changed when they moved over, became different characters. The funny thing about the Green Lantern character is that his weakness is wood. Like the gay Green Lantern's weakness is wood. Like it's a 50-year-old thing, but when they switch it up, I'm like really that's what gets you. Oh, don't put wood in front of me. Oh,
really?
He's a pretty
Wood?
lonely
it was
gay
wood,
guy.
yes, but now it went from when they switched it to Hal Jordan. It's the color yellow was the weakness.
Right.
But but that's still his weakness is wood because he's totally different. They add him in there. It's
Like Superman, I can get with kryptonite.
Yeah.
I get that. You're sick of the planet you lived on, or
it's just pieces of his planet cause under the yellow sun
the yellow
cause
sun gives him
radiation.
his power.
I was allergic to shrimp.
You were? Or,
Don't send us shrimp
Or bees.
or bees. Box of bees.
So what is this?
Oh, Lord, bees. Okay, so
Are you getting what he's saying?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
I saw. I'm going to try to get into your world here. I saw a clip on the internet the other day about it was Batman and Robin. It was the new Batman fighting the new villain with the old school Robin helping him.
Okay.
And I don't know how they did it. Like they mixed clips in, and then they added things. They had a guy in a costume. They had two guys that looked like the real Batman and Robin. And like Robin shows up, and it's like I was running and calling for you to stop. My slipper fell off. And I don't even know what the clip is under. Look it up though. Maybe we'll put a link to it. It was that funny.
Or if you could buy it, do that as well.
Old school Batman.
Let's go. Anything Batman.
Batman. Okay, this is kind of off topic, but I wanted to say it while we're thinking about it. Did you read about the people that found the baseball cards in the attic this week?
No, I did not see it. I saw a link for it. I didn't get to it.
They found a box of mint condition, basically, like baseball cards from the early 1900s, like the Ty Cobb and Honus Wagner and Connie Mack and all these guys. And like they had hundreds of these cards. And the best of them are worth about $500,000.
Wow.
The whole lot is worth over $1 million.
That's cool.
Yeah. I wish I lived in an old house that people had owned before. You know what I mean? In movies, you always see people that just go up in the attic and there's all sorts of like crazy old shit that's been up there for hundreds of years. And I don't have that. If I went in my attic right now, I'd find possibly a dead cable installer. I don't know.
A rat with rabies. That's what you get.
A rat with rabies. We don't have anything. I don't have anything in my attic.
You can't go on Antique Roadshow with rabies. They don't. You can't sell that.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever moved out of a house and like a year or two later you're like,
oh my god, I left something in the attic. I left my priceless baseball card collection up in the attic.
I've done it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have. I've moved a few times, but I don't think I've left anything there of any sort. So
I mean, I've left shit, but it's not anything that I can't replace. I've left I've moved out in the middle of the night of places before where I left most of my shit.
Why?
But that's more about
for what reason? Is it interesting?
Yeah.
No, it just gets. When I was younger, I wasn't the upstanding citizen you see before you today, and we decided we were going to move to Montana. Well, this was in Kansas City. We were going to move to Montana, so we didn't pay rent for an entire month. And the landlady lived downstairs from us. And so we ducked her like for an entire month, and then we pulled up a truck and we just threw as much shit in it as we could, and we moved out. I mean, we drove to Montana with a truck. Yeah, it was, and I left most of just all sorts of crap there.
Well, that's what security deposit's for, right?
I guess.
A little bit.
Yeah, they did not win. I'm sorry if you're one of my fans now, of the millions of people watching this show right now. Sorry.
She heard the name.
I've changed.
Like, that man looks familiar.
Oh,
an older man.
Oh, let's see what this is a show that talks about. Oh, Batman. I wonder who's going to be on this. I like Batman.
Moved out to Dead of Night.
I moved out to Dead of Night from Kansas City because I'm the only person in Kansas City that ever did that.
I don't know if he's being. I don't know. I've never been to Kansas City, so I wouldn't know if
So you're a comic book guy. So I thought we would ambush you because we like to ambush our guests and make them uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I was thinking maybe you could just, while we're doing the show, you could draw us a comic book.
Okay.
Are you an artist?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's a fanboy.
There's so many different people that make comic books. There's an artist.
If I was anything, it would be more so of a writer.
Did you actually stop and buy these, or did you have these already?
I bought them. They were like 25 cents. Like
25 cents. I'm sorry. We'll get you. Stop by the corporate office on the way out, and we'll reimburse you for that.
I was hoping so. I was arguing with the secretary out there. She seemed to be talking about a spend account.
I thought we could all do. Let's all try it. Do we need a book or something underneath it? This table's kind of rough.
I'll do my best.
We could here. Let's use some of these boxes, maybe, or
there's books down there, but those are probably precious.
Yeah,
it's not really more precious.
You're precious.
I'm burying the lead on those. I don't want to
understand. Wow, how appropriate.
Is that gonna work?
I think so.
Okay.
If you're wondering what it is, it's the Simpsons Monopoly.
Yahtzee.
I've got Yahtzee.
Have you ever, in fact, gotten Yahtzee?
Yes, I have. I actually enjoy the game. It's actually pretty fun.
I have the Sopranos trivia game.
I've never played that.
I've never played the Simpsons or the South Park trivia game. We should play that sometime.
All right.
We should play that on the show.
Yeah, we'll play board games on the show. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. So what's our comic book going to be about? Maybe we should do 3 scenes of a story.
Okay.
All right. So
what's the story going to be?
All right. Let's name an occupation, Bruce.
Okay. Soldier of Fortune.
All right, Soldier of Fortune. Okay. All right. Let's see. Setting. Where's the Soldier of Fortune, Albie?
I want to say Alaska.
Alaska. So Soldier of Fortune of Alaska, and he is. Let's see. What is he? And the mission he's on. He is
trying to disrupt a wedding.
There you go. All right. So Soldier of Fortune, Alaska, disrupting a wedding.
Okay, so we're each going to do our interpretation of that.
Yes, we are, and then we'll,
Okay,
see how close we are to each other. Cool.
We're going to keep talking. We're going to keep the show. It's not just going to be us drawing in silence. So
we're doing panels, or we're just doing a scene?
Your interpretation.
All right, no problem.
I'm going to do a scene. So okay. So what are some of your favorite comic books?
Well, I enjoy Batman very much. I enjoy Batman, Superman, and just everything. I'll be honest, Marvel and DC, any of those characters, I really enjoyed.
Okay.
But other than that, let's see. Well, I don't know. Oh, I can talk about the fact that the comic book wise, like how big of a fan I am. So people will go, oh, he just knows facts. Well, I own I'd say about 3,000 comics at this point now.
How much space does that take up?
It's like a closet. I mean, they're in boxes, so that's a lot easier. They're in like these long boxes that just are specific for comic books, and I'd say they're about this long and about as tall as the comic book is.
And are they all wrapped in plastic?
Yes, they all bagged and boarded.
Okay. So, do you go to comic book conventions?
I used to a lot more than I do now. I haven't really. It's been working, to be honest. I mean, I visit a comic book store weekly, but I don't have enough time to.
That's what takes up most of the time in life is just working.
Yeah, that's what I've realized. Like now that I've got like this whole job and responsibility thing, it's.
What type of industry do you work at?
I am a pizza maker. That's what I do. I'm
Pizza
assistant
maker.
manager at a local pizza place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they want to name me. I'll say.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
So, okay. So, how much time do you dedicate to hanging out at the comic book store?
Actually, not as much as I used to. I spend more time reading them and then talking. I do spend, I'd say about an hour a week there. Like when I'm buying my comics, I'll talk with people there if I do know them.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay. I'm kind of broke right now, right? So
Yes.
my pull box at the comic shop, we both go to the same comic shop.
Yes.
How full can it get before he starts getting mad at me?
Well, how many comics do you get a month usually? I'd say
I'd
like.
say 4, 6 maybe if there's a special something.
Oh, he's not. He'll keep it for a while. I mean, it's more so like people like for me. I have like 20, 30 titles maybe at this point.
Usually calls me up and I gotta go drop 120.
Yeah.
What's a pull box? What does that mean?
All right. What it is when you don't get a chance to go there all the time. It's not right at time. Like he opens at noon. Maybe can't get there on Wednesday, but you want the comics, so you go to him and say, "Here's a list of what I want. Could you please pull these and put them in there, and I will come buy them." When I get a chance to. Usually I get a chance to do it as soon as on Wednesday, but if I don't, I go Thursday, the next week, something like that. So you don't miss out because it is very. With the comic books, they really hold two places. Either you go to the comic book store or you go to like Books A Billion, and even then your shots are limited of actually getting the comic you want.
Okay.
So he saves them, and every week he puts those in there, and you go and buy them. So kind of like reserving.
So you say, I want to hold. You get 10 of these in. Give me one. Hold one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I pick them up when he calls me, because I'm about 2 years behind on my reading. So I put them in a bag with the board, put them on the shelf, and I don't read them.
What comic books do you read?
I'm probably not a comic book purist. Probably the comic people would not like me as much because I get the television tie-in stuff like Buffy, Angel, Firefly, stuff that continues like my TV love. Like when a series gets canceled now, a lot of times they do another season but in comic book form or something.
Okay.
So that's the kind I get, which are mostly considered crap by real comic book guys.
I would never honestly call anything crap. That's my thing. Like if you read and you enjoy comics,
I do.
That's all that matters. And like there are a lot of people that, and that's the worst part about it. There's not many of us there. Why are we hating each other? That's what I've always thought.
It's kind of like
there's not many of us, and we're just like hating on the other one that's there.
Is there a lot of hate in the comic book industry?
Not the comic book industry, but in nerddom.
Yeah, like you're not nerdy enough in my way, kind of.
Yeah, you don't take the side I want to. So instead of looking at it as a different way, you are dirt to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you make boobs without making it look like naked boobs?
You don't put nipples on them.
Yeah.
And then you make a comic.
Okay. You know what? Never mind. I got it all worked out. I got this all worked out.
Yes, that would be the.
I got this worked out. So, okay. So, how long have you been collecting comic books, Chris?
Actually, I was more of a late bloomer when it came to that. High school, about sophomore year of high school, I started doing it, collecting them.
How old are you now?
I am 24.
24.
A fun year. Magical time. Are you married?
No, I am not.
When are you going to lock that down?
I'm glad you put me on the spot here.
Are you currently dating someone?
Yes, I am. It'll be 5 years next month.
What's his name?
His name is Pete, and it's a loving relationship, and that's really why I don't lock it down. It's more.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Her name is Marla.
Marla?
Yes, Marla.
Does Marla know what you're doing? What did you tell Marla you were doing
I
tonight?
told her I'm going to visit Bruce in his bed, and that was.
Was that a problem?
No, not at all. She understands.
Bros before hoes, all that.
Oh, that was more so. I like sleeping with men, and she has to deal with that.
You know, I have a wife, and she's very understanding about that.
Mine is pretty graphic.
Your wife?
No, my picture here.
Oh.
So, okay. So what else were we going to discuss tonight?
Well, while we're doing this, I did bring a few articles. I thought that they might be interested. You know, people, the millions watching would be interested.
Millions and
Yes,
millions.
millions of people. We love our fans.
All right. Well, I got one here. I'll just read a little bit. It says, Pauline Potter has become the world's heaviest living woman last year, weighing in at a whopping 643 pounds. Now she's setting sight on losing weight. Now, let's take a guess. How would you think a woman of this size would lose weight?
Diet and exercise.
Duct tape.
Diet and exercise.
Wrong and wrong. And she's turned to marathon sex sessions to help shed the pounds.
How could you even get it in?
Well, she describes this. Potter described her reigniting sex life with her ex-husband Alex has helped her lose 98 pounds.
Okay.
She can't move much in bed, but she burns 500 calories a session. It's great exercise, just jiggling around.
Does it say that?
Yep, that's what it says. Now, I'm not paraphrasing. This is quote.
It says just jiggling around.
Just jiggling around, yeah.
But she's still really fat.
Yes, she is a plus size woman.
Is she at least attractive?
She got a cute face. Nice
Would you hit that?
personality.
Would you hit that?
Me, I would not, and not because.
Would I hit that?
Oh yes, John. Actually, no. I mean, proportionate. She has small boobs, proportionate to the rest of her body. It's got a picture here. I mean, it's not.
Let me see.
Not much of She's just a bit round. I mean, it's not really anything against her, but.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
How does that happen to somebody? I got up to, I'd say, 250 at one point.
Well, actually, you talk about that in here. She
didn't have sex.
No. Alex, her ex-husband, they met online in 2002, married in 2005, and it said when Potter failed to bond with Alex's son, I think had a son between, the two split up 3 years later. The breaking triggered Potter's weight gain. She began consuming copious amounts of high-calorie foods and packed on the pounds. And with that, she became depressed, and of course she contacted the Guinness Book of World Records in hopes that winning the title of world's heaviest woman would shame her. Would shame her.
Oh, that would be good for her self-esteem. I won. I'm a winner.
No, but it says that she's been consuming 10,000 calories a day and hopes to reach her weight goal of 532 pounds with the help of Alex, to have sex up to 7 times each day. I mean, that's saying something for both. Number one, she's set at her size that, and the man can go 7 times a day. He's
better than me. Dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that with an attractive woman.
That'd be rough. Oh.
I think I top out at 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting story. So we've always said to all of our fat chick with small boob fans that you either need to lose weight or get a boob job. So that's good. Have more sex.
Yeah.
Just not with me. Because that's gross.
Yeah. And the thing about it is Alex weighs in at a 140 pounds. So I mean so as you can say,
so they're a perfect 10.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
Here are some quotes that he had. Within the first day of being back together, we had sex 6 times in 24 hours. Even though one of Pauline's legs weighs more than I do, we're able to position her body to make sex enjoyable for both of us. So it's like he's having a threesome of some sort, or even like I don't know, it's like a harem in the bed, I guess. It's really dangerous to have sex because at any moment the bed could collapse. One or both of us could seriously be injured or even killed from the impact. I know this. Oh,
Thank you for that.
no problem.
Thank you for bringing this to our show.
So Pauline,
I don't know what kind of product tie-in we're gonna do with that, but you can get it right down here, whatever it is.
I mean, I just thought it was. I honestly, it's good for her. I mean, you know, yeah, I got depressed, but you know what? She's living her life. She's not letting this, get her down, and she's enjoying.
She's not letting her morbid obesity get the best of her.
Exactly. That's the important part of the story right there.
What kind of ears do polar bears have?
Like bear ears.
I want to say round.
I'm gonna make them round.
Like
That
a
would
teddy
be
bear.
better.
Yeah.
I made it pointy like a bat. Okay.
So where did we first meet? I think, was it cooking at a restaurant?
Yes, it was cooking at a local restaurant. I was working at both where I was now, and I needed a second job at the time. Long story short, I'd say I was like 18 at the time, and my mom gave me the ultimatum: get 2 jobs or go back to college. I didn't want to do that, so I did the latter, and I got 2 jobs, and I was working there. Still kicked me out, but I mean, hey, it was her choice, not mine. But I did that and worked there for a little bit, and that's how we first met. And I kind of just I left that job to I actually got promoted at the other store. I got moved to another store. I got promoted to assistant manager. So that's what kind of kept me there.
That's cool. Well, you're lucky you got out.
I am.
It's not a fun job, is it?
Oh no! It's not like I'm not saying the job I'm in is but
job's a job though.
Exactly.
Job is a job.
Did you work at a theater for a while?
I did not work at a theater for a while.
I'm trying to think of other places I've seen you.
Probably at a theater. I mean, I did know people that worked at a theater.
Okay.
I've been.
Were you ever a dancer?
Yes. I went under the tag name Fuzzy Lovin'.
Yes.
I was the world's first plus size hairy fireman stripper. That
Yes.
Loved it.
That's where my paychecks went many nights.
I do remember that. A wild Albie just screaming, "Take it off! Oh my god!"
In gay culture, I believe you would be a bear.
Yes.
Big sexy bear.
And for that it's a plus size hairy man. And what we go for is what we call cubs in the community, which are very skinny, attractive, shaven men.
Very rarely would you see 2 bears together.
And yes, and the weird thing about it, we are the dominant ones. We take care of the cubs. We do, that's what we would do.
I was what would I be?
You were a Dixie
I would be considered a disciplined daddy, but no, a Dixie daddy, which is something we kind of created.
Yes.
It's kind of a cross between Foghorn Leghorn
and Colonel
Sanders, and
definitely got a Colonel Sanders thing going.
And a gay male dominant. The scene would be him sitting on his southern plantation home with a man boy with a slave boy as his sitting his glass of sweet tea upon it, speaking the words, "It's good to own land.
It's good to own land."
Sweet tea. There's some sweet tea in this, right?
Yes, there is sweet tea. You can buy some down here. Please do.
It's really good.
It is actually pretty good.
I enjoy it. It's an old man's drink.
I think I finished the tea half, and I'm getting down to the lemonade half.
Well, there's more where that came from.
Woo! For real?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you guys are doing pretty good.
I don't know.
You guys are much better at this than I am. I'm kind of going surreal. Like you're gonna have to really squint to get mine.
Is there a black one somewhere?
I'm using it. There you
I think
go.
I have something. I don't know what I have. There's a hand glider in my scene.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
And looking for
So
burgundy or a burnt umber, maybe.
A burnt umber?
So let's. So what's the next? You got another article for us?
Yes, I do.
He came prepared.
I
like
did.
that.
No, his problem was that the last show was we would make momentum and then we'd just have a little bit of a lull. So he was terrified of having a lull today.
Well, this one has really nothing to do with any beds or plus size women. This one, unless you live on Iraq, you've heard about the whole Miami zombie thing. Well, there was another, then Canada that was brought upon that. The Canadian where the male porn star.
Yeah, that was pretty horrible.
Yeah, killed his lover and sent a foot to one party of a Canadian government and sent the hand to another one and then done the torso out in somewhere. It was in like a bag or something like that. But yeah, and that wasn't the only thing. He was also known for he put videos up on the internet of battering kittens, which I mean, it's not like that's any worse. It's very worse, but that's the cherry on top.
That's what jail is for, people like that.
Exactly. It flared you up at the end. Not only was this guy killing and eating people, eating part of his lover, he also killed kittens.
That I could take, but killing kittens,
that's
everybody, a little bit
so
cannibal sometimes.
I won't bear the lead on this one. I'll just read you the title of this one. Porn star Ron Jeremy reportedly recruited to snare Luca Magnotta, the gay porn star accused Katie and cannibal. So this is what they got Ron Jeremy to go on a sting operation to capture this guy.
And this is real.
Yes. Yes. All right. So they say who murdered a suspect, gruesome death, Montreal student June Lin. They thought it had a secret weapon to capture him. Porn legend Ron Jeremy. The actor, they go on to say he's been in 2,000 adult films 40 years later, that he was asked to participate in the sting by members of Rescue Inc., an animals rights group, and former Playboy playmates Sia and Shane Barbie, also known as the Barbie twins. The proposal came in 2011, of January, before Magnotta became a murder suspect. At the time, the animals rights group were after because he had allegedly killed kittens and posted videos of deeds on the internet. The plan, according to Jeremy, was that he would invite Magnotta, a small-time Canadian porn actor in Los Angeles, and to appear in an X-rated flick. Once he showed up, the actors would apprehend him. Although Jeremy spoke about animal rights, he thought there were flaws in the plan. The fact that he became a porn star trying to catch someone in a sting. How do you do much acting? How is he gonna follow that one up? Hey, buddy, how's it going?
The flaw in the plan is how are they gonna arrest him? Like, okay, get him, girls. It's gonna be like the Batman fight scene in the '60s. Wow. Like, whack, slap.
Well, I mean, he does have a weapon. I mean, I don't know if that would subdue the.
It just sounds.
It sounds ridiculous. Yes, that's why I was like, it's like a job. It's like an episode from some TV show. The guy comes in the set with lube in one hand and his schmeckle in the other, thinking he has a job, and the cops tackle him to the ground.
Was he fluffed or not at the time?
I don't know. It doesn't say if he was, but that's not.
Was he a gay porn star?
Yes, he was a gay porn star.
Okay.
That killed somebody and cut him up and sent.
But obviously, like I said, this is before it happened. But that's still ridiculous. Even with that, you have Ron Jeremy. Hey, come on over, and then he comes over with lube in one hand, his dick in the other. Hey, how's it going? And he gets essentially Chris Hansen by these animal activists. Have a seat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But
I bet Ron Jeremy's happy that they never did that.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy shit! I thought I was just going after someone that hurt animals, and I'm actually going after someone that chopped body parts up. Like,
it sounds a lot to me like the second X-Files movie. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Oh, pretty
good. Okay, here's a game. What would you think Ron Jeremy's porn nickname is? Because it says in here this.
Hedgehog.
Yep. You got it. There it is. The Hedgehog.
I'm not the only one that knows that. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm not up to beat of my male porn stars as I should be.
I think Ron Jeremy's one of the best male porn stars because it makes us all feel like we have a chance with women.
Absolutely. His dick's not especially big. He's not especially sexy.
He's got back hair.
You don't know who Ron? Do you know?
I know Ron Jeremy is, but I was never knowing his favorite color or what he likes to do on a date.
I mean, I never watched porn. I totally watch porn.
I watched you watch porn. After these cameras go off, you don't know what happened.
Yeah, the Hedgehog. Sorry. I mean, you learned a little bit about me just now.
Yeah.
But all of us can say we have the body of a porn star.
Yeah.
We just never say which one, unfortunately.
I've always said I have rock abs, but only rock in its molten.
Boulder.
In its molten form. Are you done with yours, Albie?
I am done with mine.
How's yours coming along there, Chris?
It's almost done. I'm on the final little last page here.
When we do hold these up, we gotta have the producer tell us whether or not you can see him at home. I think
that would be important.
That would be the David Letterman move.
You got that, producer?
Okay, thank you.
Well, I just drew a scene, and my scene it's just one scene, and it's the soldier of fortune has shot the bride, and because it's Alaska, there's a purple panda bear? No. What are the bears?
Polar bear?
Polar bear. My polar bear is purple, and the groom is actually James Bond, and he got away on a hang glider. And so I put to be continued because he's going to come back and probably whoop some ass.
That's pretty badass.
Can the people at home see this?
Yeah.
Looks good. What do you think, producer?
It looks great.
All right. Albie, why don't you do yours?
All right. I've made mine in the traditional comic book form, I'd say, right?
Yeah, frames. Nice.
It's basically the soldier of fortune sneaking up to a building that somebody's getting married at in Alaska.
An Alaskan church, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't think it's a church. I think
Alaskan
they're just having like a civil ceremony.
building.
Yeah, like maybe it's
An igloo, if you will.
Italian Canadian club.
Italian Canadian club.
All right. Well, it's not in America. Right? So I guess it is actually.
It is absolutely in America.
So Italian American club in Canada. And then he's sneaking up outside the window to make sure. Oh my goodness.
Keep going.
He's sneaking up, looking through the window to make sure he's got his actual target, which is the bride again. So we have a running theme here. And the woman presiding over the ceremony is saying, like love and vows and stuff. And then all of a sudden she gets her head blown off.
Who got her head blown off?
The bride.
Okay.
That's the bride. Okay. Can you hold that up for the
Yeah,
camera?
absolutely. I'm going to look at it real quick. Okay. What does that say?
We are, as like gathered here.
Oh,
kind of thing.
Okay. Very nice. Producer, can everyone see that?
Yes.
What do you think about this one?
It's more comic book style.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'd like to know what our buddy Chris Kahn thinks about that, because he is a comic book artist.
Yeah, and these will be available for purchase.
On our website, bedtimeforbruce.com.
All right, so on mine, I did like more of a panel. I did more paneling. I did the happy couple enters. Happy not for long, and you see our assailant.
A dark shadow outside the window. Is that what that is?
He breaks through, and
my God!
This is the hard part. And here goes the happy couple as he fires bullets into her, and because
once again the bride,
but and of course, just so we know where we are, welcome to. There was a plane that drove by. This is welcome to Alaska.
And apparently the groom is Abraham Lincoln. Is that possible?
Well, he's wearing a tie. It's Alaska. They're old timey up there.
Okay, they're old timey.
He's Rambo in the tux though.
See, Rambo in the tux. Yes. See, my soldier of fortune has a camouflage on, which is really inappropriate for like camouflage. It's like green and black, like
yeah, that's pretty good.
Like a jungle guy.
Mine's actually a brown coat.
Of course.
Of course.
All right. So, producer.
Very nice. What's up with the women hating?
I think
we have anger towards
we
women.
tapped into something here. We need to talk about that.
Like a psychologist would sit us down with crayons and tell us to draw, and then think about what.
And we've chosen to shoot women. Like none of us went the direction. Yeah, please, absolutely. The second round is coming. None of us went the route of I'm killing him because I want the woman. We all killed her.
Right.
It's interesting. Kind of disturbing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I read a lot of comics. Like, maybe this lady's a super spy. That's what I got. She's a spy. He has to do what he has to do to make sure that she's got special secret documents of some sort. That's how you write it out.
Thank you very much. That's his.
I don't want you guys to keel over. Oh, and it seems one of the hosts is now in a diabetic coma. He'll be back up.
So maybe instead of us hating women, this is the opening of a new series, and this guy up here in the hang glider, and this guy right here, and this guy, they're the superhero.
Yeah, they go after the same soldier, group of soldiers.
This army of guys in Alaska.
Yeah.
Where the hell are we? Oh, we're in Alaska. There's a plane. Thank you.
I had to set it for people, make them feel like they were there.
That would be like
because that not only does that happen all the time, it always says "Welcome to Alaska."
It's not even advertised.
It's It's
not even advertising. Welcome to Alaska. Drink this particular brand of beer.
It says welcome to Alaska.
Welcome to Alaska.
So yeah, those are nice. I mean,
that reminds me of like in a movie where they're definitely not New York. They have all those things that say New York to convince you that like L.A. is New York.
Right.
Exactly.
Or vice versa.
I don't do a thing. Well, I mean the white is the snow, but
sure.
Well, that's why I picked Alaska.
My original idea was we were going to ambush you and make us a comic book while we sat here and talked to you. Like, come on, you got to make at least 3 pages.
I mean, I even wrote little bits. Look at that. I had that.
No, you did great. You're definitely a fanboy.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes, we accept it now.
We will. Is there any way that we can actually post these on the website, like so people can just click and look at it?
Yeah, click them, download them, print them.
So we can scan these in, or
sure.
All right.
Okay, watch for that. Unless you wanted to take this with you.
And
oh no, not at all.
They can buy the actual ones on the store at Bedtime for Bruce.
Sure, and they can buy the books that we're going to produce to show you how to make these.
Learn how to draw the Bruce way.
Yeah, we're shameless.
Well, I mean, since you guys segued that, if you don't mind, I brought actually, since I am a comic book fan, I brought some comics to kind of just talk about. I brought one new and one older, so people can buy it from Amazon, number one,
sure.
And they just talk about it.
That's great. Let's talk about comic books.
All right, number one, I brought Batman Year One. This released last week, written by Jeff Johns, big name in DC. Wrote things such as Green Lantern, The Flash, Superman. It's done bring all the big names, and it is a retelling of the origin of Batman.
Which one?
Bruce Wayne, like the origin of the origin of Batman retelling. They did another one of this about.
Is this the one where his parents are killed by the Joker?
No, it is not. This is not.
John Napier.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
What it is, it's retelling where I don't want to ruin it for me, but it's
spoilers.
Spoilers. I don't want anyone just to buy.
If you've never heard of Batman,
fast for 2 minutes, you'll be able. And then you'll get out of this part, but it's where Bruce has to deal with obviously his parents being killed, but it has a lot to do with the mayor. He has a lot to think of as the mayor of Gotham this time. That he was Thomas and Martha being very being philanthropists and stuff like that. They were eyed because they're trying to clean up the town that runs in their eyes on quote corruption, backhanded dealing, stuff like that, the mafia. So, and he has to deal with it. And it has another kind of a different backstory to Alfred, how he comes to be. That's not normal. He's not he didn't start out as a butler. That wasn't his job. He was not the butler originally for the Waynes. They had other butlers that he came in their lives in a different way. And that was really cool about that. They used a lot of different characters. I didn't think that they would, and it was a different way of telling Batman. Usually we're used to the Christopher Nolan thing where he, or anyone else, where he goes off into a world and then comes back, years down the road. No, he stays in Gotham the entire time. He never leaves. He's just, and I thought it was actually a little more spoiled in this one. They kind of played that off that, how a boy would be and if parents are billionaires. He's a little more spoiled, he's not down to earth like he seems to be in all the other ones.
Is this your favorite origin story for Batman?
I'm pretty sure, yes. I was looking forward to this for a long time, and I honestly really do enjoy this origin. I think it's a little more, not really realer, but I think it's a little more just down to earth. There's a little more to it. You feel as though that not so much Batman could exist, but this is, I'm not stretching that far. It's not stretching that far, and it's really good. It goes into, has the villain, I guess the sub-villain in this is someone that we've never heard of. It's from this one, and the main villain is someone you have heard of. And they use a lot of characters, reinvent them and kind of stuff like that. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really good read. If you like Batman, if you like comics in general, this is one to pick up, and I found it to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Are they planning on making an animated movie about this?
I don't know quite yet on this one.
Did you watch those?
Oh, yes.
I love those.
Oh, I
the DC ones?
Yes.
Superman,
I like
Batman.
that. I enjoy Batman the Animated Series, the old one from, that's really one of my
Everybody
favorites.
loves that, right?
But I would recommend this. They also have a Superman, if you're not, maybe you're a Superman fan, they also have a Superman Year One as well, a book like this, retelling of the story. And they're also making a volume 2 of the Superman one, and I'm pretty sure that will follow suit with this one. You'll get a second one for more of the story of this alternate universe kind of thing. So I brought that one.
That's pretty nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, and I brought this one. This is a little older, one that's been around. I got this. I read it. I didn't even own it. Someone let me borrow it first. It's Superman Red Sun. Basically, it goes on. What if Superman landed in Russia
instead of America?
And it's like you think, okay, that's like
chills.
Yeah, the simplest stories, But it really goes into it. Guy who wrote this is the guy who wrote the comic that Kick-Ass is based off of. The movie. He wrote the comic for that, and he's written a lot of different things. Mark Millar, if you want, want to look up his stuff. It just goes into the fact of like, what if Superman landed there? Characters kind of how would they evolve? What different what would make them different? What would America do in the situation? Because it happens during obviously he lands in 1936, so he grows up. So right there in the
he still would have helped win the war, but he would have helped the Russians.
Well, technically at that point he's still young. Like you think about it, he's young when he lands in there. So the war is going on. He's like 9 maybe. Mm-hmm. So the Cold War, that's where this kind of picks up in the beginning of the Cold. Instead of it being like America and Russia standoffs constantly, Russia has a huge upper hand. And it plays off that. Like now they have a superpower, and it has other characters like Green Lantern makes an appearance, Batman makes an appearance, Wonder Woman, Lex Luthor makes an appearance, but they're different.
Lex Luthor would still be American though.
Yes, every character that of stays. The only character that kind of changed was Batman. And that's probably the only maybe gripe I have about this comic is the Batman seems kind of forced. Like he's not American, he's Russian. And his character seems kind of like put in there because
is it still Bruce Wayne?
It's kind of like Bruce Wayne. Like they changed it's like Bruce Chekhov or they changed his name to be Russian, and his parents are well-to-do once again. And they get killed, but it's more so a product of what Superman does that makes him like.
I like the concept.
It's interesting.
It is, and I'm not doing it justice because I'm kind of trying to keep it like a lot of the stuff in here, or so when you read it. You're not going, I already heard about that, I did that. And it is an older comic. I was just trying to get the basics. It is good. It goes over. The end is very, very, it's not what you would expect from the comic. It goes into a odd twist at the end.
That's, revisionist history is kind of popular right now. With like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer or whatever.
Yeah, was it?
I don't know.
Oh. Didn't Marvel do something like that too? A series of what if something else happened? What are they called? Like alternate reality?
They actually have a whole line called what ifs. But theirs are more so like what if.
Spider-Man is the one I'm thinking of.
They've done what ifs for so many years. Like what if
the South won the Civil War.
That kind of stuff. Like not really they do, but like
they do novels like that.
Yeah, they do
books like that.
And they for comics it's like what if Spider-Man. What if Spider-Man was able to save Gwen Stacy, or what if he killed the Green Goblin?
What if he didn't?
Basically, focal points of what we know of, little bullet points of what he's done. We'll switch that and see where the story leads in that. Does where does it change? Where does it stay the same?
That's fascinating. I'm gonna buy that book, or I'm gonna borrow that one. Yeah. We're definitely going to have links to that down here.
So that's a trade paperback?
Yes, that's why I brought them, because they're easy to, I don't want to have someone have to go and get all the issues kind of, if you're not a collector, it's just buying a book for you. It's not like, it is. That's what I found out. And on Amazon, you get great deals. So, I would definitely go on there. These are usually, I want to, the retailers, they're cover price. But if you go on Amazon, you're still saving money, even though you're getting it, and you're getting it delivered to your house. So you're not even.
Well, Bruce and I are Prime members.
So there you go. If you're a Prime member, you get it 2 days free. 2 day shipping for free, and you're getting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. How do we get that?
We paid for it. Out of our budget. I thought I was authorized to do that.
25 to 40% off these things.
That's pretty good.
Buy.
I'm looking forward to the Star Trek Next Generation Doctor Who crossover trade paperback.
Ooh. Is that a real thing, or did you just make that up?
It's real. It's in my, I pre-ordered it. I'm waiting for it. The issues are out now, but I want to get the whole thing at once.
Okay.
It's a good way to do it. You don't have to spend all that money.
That's cool. I wish I had a hobby like this.
I won't read it.
What do?
I just put it on the shelf.
Okay, I don't wish I had that hobby.
Yeah, there's no time.
Doctor Who.
I'm that way with DVDs. I stockpile DVDs. And I don't necessarily watch them all, but I know someday I'll have time and I'll just sit down and watch DVDs.
I think as men, someday our wives will watch the DVDs.
That's fine.
No, I feel the same way. I have like that. I get a wild hair on my ass. I'm like, okay, I want to buy that. I'm gonna watch that. Maybe I don't watch it right then, but then I have it and I'll sit down and watch it. I do have that same thing with most.
You know what the coolest part about that is? Like a year goes by, you totally don't know you have it, and you just happen to see it, and you're like, whoa!
Oh yes,
and then you watch it.
That is a great surprise.
I love it. It's like free movie. You bought it a year ago and forgot about it.
I'm trying to think about the shit movies I buy, though. I buy movies and I'll sit on them and I'll be like, you know what? We never watched this. Let's watch it. And it sucks. I buy whole seasons of shows. I have like every episode of MASH. I have every episode of CSI. I have every, and I don't watch them. Well, The Simpsons I watch. Absolutely. There's something about me. I love The Simpsons.
You buy those from the hookup?
I don't know what you're talking about. I buy them from the store.
Oh, is that what that we're calling it now?
Yeah, that's the hookup.
Something to do with Tijuana?
Yes.
No, I have all the Simpsons, and it's taken up so much space because they all have collectible boxes.
The faces, right?
I don't buy the faces.
Okay.
And even when you do buy, I have one face. I have a Lisa Simpson one.
Yes,
and
you do.
You got a thing for Lisa? Yardley Smith?
No, it was a gift.
Okay.
Was
it for me?
I thought Yardley Smith was Bart.
No, who's Bart?
This is your area.
Producer, who's Bart?
I don't know. I don't know the real name. I know Hank Azaria.
Yeah, he's everybody pretty much.
Yeah, Hank Azaria is awesome.
So you have one face.
When they make the ones with the faces, they put a thing in there. If you're freaking out about the need for symmetry, they will send you a box for free. Like you can send in the thing and they'll be like, here's your Lisa Simpson box.
Seriously?
Oh, that's very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was worried about that.
They released season 20. They haven't released 16, 17, 18, and 19 yet, but they let out the 20th season already.
Now it's on Blu-ray, right?
I don't know.
Why is that? Why do you think they would do that?
To celebrate a big mile marker.
560 shows now, I think.
Something like that.
I mean, I don't know. If I was at Simpsons, that would kind of make me mad. I'm like looking forward to season 16. They're like, oh, we don't have that. We got 20 now. And I guess that would kind of make me mad on some level.
Best part of the artwork on season 1, there's a little paragraph how by the time you buy the rest of this series, this format will be dead and moved on to a different one. And that's what's happening. So it's
right. I'm worried as I stockpile CDs that they're going to stop making CD players. So I need to actually stockpile CD players as well.
I did that for a while with
8 tracks.
Everything basically. Laserdisc players, HD DVD players. I got a stockpile of everything.
For the big Armageddon.
Yeah, when the stuff goes down, I'm ready. Books. I have thousands of books. I've read maybe 5.
Oh, I have tons of books.
Yes.
And I keep buying books. I'm a sucker for books. What about you? Do you buy real books or just these books? No, these aren't real.
I buy real books from time to time. Not as much as I'm trying to think the last book I actually bought was ESPN, the history. I bought that. It's literally a book of like collection.
I'll give it to you.
It's a collection of just
That's fair.
I'm sorry, it's not the literature.
Sorry, it's not Moby Dick.
I know. Well, speaking of old time literature, I have another article.
Ooh.
You guys are with Nancy Cartwright.
Nancy Cartwright.
Nancy Cartwright, thank you.
Thank you very much. It's one of those things you know when you hear it, but you can't think of it.
It took me a second to realize what she was talking about. I was like, what, Nancy Cartwright on the phone? I don't know Nancy Cartwright. Who the hell are you talking about?
Take a message.
Take a message. We're making a show right
The
now.
message is, I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
Nancy Cartwright, if you were watching our show, we would love to have you on as a guest.
Yes, right here. We'll kick him right out.
Yes.
Right.
We're not attached to him.
What do you got for us?
Well, I remember watching a few of the earlier Bedtime Bruces where you read old-time literature. So I said, I saw this, and it also tied in with stuff I like. So The Dark Knight Rises, A Tale of Two Cities, is the story's literary source, according to director.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens.
Yes. It says, the origin of the plot of Dark Knight Rises lie in A Tale of Two Cities, according to director Christopher Nolan. At a press conference, he answered the question by the website Superhero Hype about the movie's literary allusions by saying, when his brother Jonathan Nolan showed me his first draft of the screenplay. It was 400 pages long or something. Had crazy stuff in it. As part of a primer when he handed it to me, you've got to think A Tale of Two Cities, which of course you've read. I said absolutely. I read the script and a little baffled by a few things. I realized that I'd never read A Tale of Two Cities. It was just one of those things I thought I had done. Then I got to read it, absolutely loved it, and got completely what he was talking about. I did my draft of the script. It was all about A Tale of Two Cities. It also goes on to say, no one had previously stated Gotham has always drawn a lot from New York. It's a heightened version of it, but that was always the inspiration, hence the name Gotham. So I felt that we should get more New York into this film, specifically because The Dark Knight Rises is much about Gotham.
Are you excited to see part 3?
Oh, very much so, yes.
Are you going to get the T-shirt? They have like a deal where you buy a ticket and you get a T-shirt or something if you buy it ahead of time.
I don't know. I'm really kind of picky with my T-shirts, to be honest. Like
It's pretty cool looking.
I do enjoy I do like the logo for this one.
The bat symbol, and there's like light coming out from behind it.
Named The Dark Knight Rises. So that's
This okay. Let's talk about that movie then.
Yes. All right.
That particular movie, I read the Dark Knight books, the graphic novel.
Okay. Yes.
Years ago, and it seemed to me that this movie is from that book. Like, this villain looks like the villain from the Dark Knight graphic novel. Like, I don't remember the Joker, I don't remember the Sam, I don't remember all these other people in the graphic novel with the Dark Knight. I just remember the guy with the spikes and and he had a whole bunch of people following him that all kind of looked like him.
Are you talking about the Dark Knight Rises? The one where it's old Batman, where he comes out of retirement?
No.
That's the Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight graphic novel.
Okay, that was
where Gotham was dark. It was darker. Like, the comic book was darker. He was more of a villain. He wasn't. I don't know. What I'm talking about. I'm just trying to get into your world.
Oh well. Okay. Well, the character in the movie, this was Bane. Bane is known for what is it? It's Italian. Nightfall is the book that he really comes into play, where it's a volume one's called Breaking the Bat, where he in turn breaks Bruce Wayne's back.
Wow.
He breaks
literally
he breaks into the Bat Cave, finds out where he is. Now, if you know Bane from the movies, you're gonna go, well, that guy was an idiot in the movie Batman and Robin. He was a bumbling idiot. Not so in the comic books. He was articulate. He had the ability. I'm not saying he was Einstein, but he had the ability to talk and make
What other Batman movie was he in?
Batman and Robin, the Joel Schumacher second film he did with Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy.
They made glasses. Do you have Batman and Robin glasses?
Yes.
To be a fanboy, you have to have a collection of Batman and Robin glasses. I think they were from McDonald's.
Yes, they were. They were. I don't have the one from that. I have the Batman Forever one.
I thought the one with Uma Thurman had Jim Carrey in it.
No, those are two separate movies. The one with Jim Carrey had him as the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. The one with Uma Thurman was her as Poison Ivy. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Chill out.
Yeah, yes, him and his ice puns. Ice to meet you.
So Bane was in that one.
Bane was in that one. He was like a secondary. He was a secondary character. How it played in was, Uma Thurman was a botanist. She fell into some chemicals, which gave her the power over I don't know what powers it gave her, but she had the power over plants. In that one.
Kind of like an Aquaman for plants.
But they had at this lab they had invented venom, which is the same thing that runs Bane. Right. I don't know in this movie, but because Christopher Nolan likes to keep everything in a realer fashion, so he'll just probably just be a big guy who beats people up, very strong. But in that, venom would be rushed this chemical, which would make him huge, bulking, and superhuman strength. The man way beyond Bruce Wayne's capabilities. But they made him into a bumbling idiot because essentially you had three villains. It was like three villains, and then they got in Alicia Silverstone's background. So you had three villains and three heroes in that last movie, which made it really jumbled. And I don't think it was that bad. A lot of people give it like a lot of flack because it was so like, oh, it's not the Batman, but it just had a lot of problems that all comic book movies have had up until like now.
It's fun to watch.
Is Harvey Dent going to be in this movie?
No one knows if he'll actually be. Well, he'll be Two-Face at that point. So they haven't said anything. Whether he, they say he's dead, but no one's ever dead in comics.
So at the end of the second Batman movie, did Bruce Wayne retire effectively? Is that the...
No, he kind of like steps up the mantle even more. Like he goes in the sense that Gotham, like he says, the Gotham is not the hero they deserve. It's who they need. So it's
Right.
And then they say the opposite as well. He's not the he's the
Okay.
one we deserve. So he decides that he's going to protect Gotham. That he decides that he has to be they have to see him as a villain in that one, but he's got to do his job. Like they may look at him as though he's doing wrong, but he's in turn, he's trying to help the city.
So much depth.
They're really good films. Like
so
they're
complex.
they're-
No,
that's what makes
enjoy
he
them.
makes them complex. Like even then, comic books go so far, and they do, but he took a character that seemed to be on the ropes after the last one did not quite as well, and took it and made three. His third film.
You know what's interesting, I think, is that when I saw Jack Nicholson as the Joker,
Yes.
I thought that's it right there. Jack Nicholson nailed it,
Yeah.
and he was a great Joker.
Mm-hmm.
But he was stylish. Like he was
Oh,
a lot more suave. Then they redo it, and Heath Ledger,
Yeah.
I felt, okay, no one's going to be able to top this. Like,
Yeah.
that's the greatest Joker that's ever been.
Yeah.
And you know what? In a few years, they're going to redo all this again. We're going to see another interpretation of the Joker.
And we're gonna say how.
And we're going to say, oh my God, who would have known that Justin
Justin
Bieber? I was going to say Justin Bieber.
It's gonna happen.
I was thinking who's
Justin
young now that could. Yeah, Justin Bieber as the Joker.
I hope not. I just hope.
Caesar Romero. He was okay.
But
He
that
didn't
was
shave the mustache.
that was the point. Like every character seemed to have like something they want. He didn't shave his mustache. With Jack Nicholson, I always thought it's Jack Nicholson as a Joker. It wasn't I didn't feel like he was into the character. It's like you just see because he's such a big actor, big name. Like he just kind of absorbs whatever character he's playing, and he still exudes that Jack.
Right.
In it. That's what I always thought.
I couldn't see Jack Nicholson ever going too far out of his
Mm-hmm.
range.
Comfort, yeah.
I couldn't see him being like a gay,
Mm-hmm.
a gay guy in Key West. I couldn't see Jack Nicholson doing the birdcage.
Oh,
He doesn't fit that role. I don't see him going out of that range. And I always get excited when I see actors that really do
Mm-hmm.
stretch it and take some chances. Or
Heath
Examples?
Ledger's the epitome. Can you name his last film before he did the
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. So he played a gay cowboy.
Excellent film, by the way. Don't want to watch it more than once, but it was.
I never
excellent.
saw it. I liked him in the
It's worth
night
watching.
when he was a knight,
Oh, Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale,
Yeah.
and he was in Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah, I like that movie. I don't know if I enjoyed the film, and I thought that even though he did pass away,
That's the movie he died while he was making.
yes, and I think it fit perfectly. Not like him die, the way they kind of changed it, that they had the different actors, because essentially they moved into different realities in a sense. So maybe he would imagine himself quite a little differently, because they had Johnny Depp was one, Colin Farrell, and I think who was the other? There was one other person I can't remember, but they all three played the other parts that he didn't, end up finishing.
I'm trying to think about an actor that's really stretched their range. I'm trying to think, has De Niro ever done anything really?
Other than squinting and doing this.
Yeah, I mean, De Niro never really
No.
goes out of his range. Joe Pesci never really changes.
Oh,
I want to say Harrison Ford in one movie.
Where he was the Henry, regarding Henry.
Well, yeah, he was really good in that too. So 2 movies.
I mean, Harrison Ford has done some interesting stuff, I guess. I'm just trying to think. There's got to be somebody that's
Robin
really.
Williams. I would say he went out when he was in the Birdcage. He does all the stuff. Then he was in Good Will Hunting, and I thought that was a really I would never and ever would I ever think that Robin Williams was going to play that serious of a role to make
I'll tell you someone that's impressed me. I think Jamie Foxx. I mean, I'm not a fan of Jamie Foxx, but he went from
Living Color.
the slapstick comedy crap.
What was it, Ray Spinks he played with the beat up?
And then he's actually had some pretty big roles. I've never seen this movie, but I keep seeing previews for it, old previews of him as the musician, under the street.
I saw that film
with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I don't know the name of that.
Where he's a musical prodigy.
Yes.
I mean that looks like. I mean, didn't he win an Oscar or he at least got a nomination for Ray Charles?
He won for Ray.
Yeah, I think he won.
He won for Ray.
That
so.
speaks to his talent and range.
Speaking of him, you see his new movie that's going to come out?
No, what is it?
Django Unchained. It's a Quentin Tarantino film where he plays slave that was a runaway slave whose woman gets stolen, and a white guy says, "You want to kill slave?" And he's just killing slave owners, plantation runners. That's what he's doing, trying to find his woman. But he gets the job from this other guy, I guess, who disagrees. But it looks pretty cool. It's a Quentin Tarantino film, so it's gonna be a lot of blood, a lot of conversations about stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. I love Tarantino films. I do. I like Reservoir Dogs, the whole part where they talk about tipping in the beginning. But like as it's gone on, like Death Proof for me, when those girls are talking about the dumbest thing, and to see Kurt Russell as like the biggest baby of all time really hurt my like. I couldn't get into it. That was when they did the Grindhouse. When him and Robert. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it when it's like they stand up to this guy and all of a sudden he starts crying like a little bit. Kurt Russell, oh god, like he gets shot and that's when he becomes just like the biggest pussy ever. Like and then he's trying to pour alcohol on. He's like, oh god, oh, like like this guy was running people and killing them with his car. And all of a sudden he gets shot once and he's like, oh god, I'm so sorry, I'm repenting for everything.
Kurt Russell. I like Kurt Russell.
I do as well.
I used to get him confused with Patrick Swayze.
I can see that.
I used to do that with Bill Murray and Tom Hanks when I was little. I don't know why. I don't like. I was little and I wasn't in the movies. I was like, oh man,
I've never gotten Bill Murray's appeal.
I like him.
I've heard people call him Bugs Bunny in real life. That's what I've heard. A lot of people refer to him as.
Quick Change was good.
He was a clown.
Yeah, that robbed a bank.
They robbed a bank.
That was
dressed as clowns.
Yes.
I hear Scrooge. I've never seen it, and I've meant
Scrooge.
I've heard it's like.
Oh, I watch it every year.
Scrooge is pretty good.
Every year I have to watch it.
See that a lot of people they believe it's like I've never seen it, but.
Okay, well I think we've run our course here.
All right.
I'm not trying to be abrupt, but
no,
I feel like we've had a pretty good conversation.
I think so as well.
I would. Any last thoughts before we say goodnight? Anything else you want to say? This is your platform.
It was a lot of fun, and I hope people watch, and I hope people kind of maybe understand comics a little more about what I talked about. That's what I hope. So maybe the people that maybe they tuned in, and they kind of went, oh, never thought about comics as like a viable reading material.
Can we keep you in our Rolodex as a future guest?
Of course.
Maybe just do a little 5-minute segment on comic books or superheroes, like if something happens in the superhero world.
Yeah, you got it.
Maybe we bring you on and
Dirty's Corner.
talk about it. Dirty's Corner, yeah.
Dirty.
I would like to thank the good people at Arizona Tea for not sponsoring us. We are just practicing for when we get real sponsors. But thank you, Arizona Tea, for this delicious Arnold Palmer.
Thank you, Arnold Palmer.
Thank you, Arnold Palmer, for not being such a drunk and doing this. Isn't that the case? He was a drunk, right? Arnold Palmer was an alcoholic who... I
thought he was an alcoholic.
I thought he was, and he switched over to this as his drink. And
so he's just slobbing around.
And you got a drink named after him. That's pretty cool.
I don't mean to denigrate Arnold Palmer if you're one of our fans.
Sorry,
we love having you here. I'm sorry. No disrespect meant to you.
Please don't get out of your wheelchairs for us. Please just...
Oh, Lord.
They gotta be old. Look, the man looks 1,000 on the thing.
And he's black and white.
That's how old he is. That's what he really looks like.
There are no color pictures of Arnold Palmer. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. This has been a lot of fun. Once again, you can reach us at bedtimewithbruce@gmail.com. And you can find all this information out at bedtimewithbruce.com.
Mm-hmm.
And
if they want to get in contact with us.
If you want to get in contact with us.
Write some emails. Hey, say
if
a couple
you
thousand about me coming back.
If you want to support the show, click on any one of the advertisements on this page. That would help us out.
Donate.
Buy us something off our wish list. I added something to the wish list the other day.
What'd you add?
A $10,000
I like it already.
Rolex watch. I've always wanted a Rolex watch, and
Two of them on there.
we only have one left available, but we can share it.
Okay.
We can keep putting it up there. We can put whatever you want up there. No one's gonna buy it. But if someone is out there and they really want to make me happy.
That's your face. That's how you're gonna sound like.
I want to make you
go
happy.
Cool,
in a different way.
want to make me happy. I'm sorry.
If you want to please me, I would love a $10,000 roll.
I'm really in need of a new car right now.
That would be a great way to support the show. That would push Mike off the #1 fan podium that he is on right now. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next Wednesday night. Have a great night.